friends, welcome back to Authentically Blonde. I'm Casey.
I'm Lexi.
And if you're new to this channel, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We're really happy you're here.
So this past week we were gonna post the video that we're doing right now, but tragically it got deleted.
Tragic struck.
Yeah, we had some difficulties and
It's a rough week.
so that's why there was no video last week. So we're redoing it, take two.
Thanks for sticking around.
Thanks for being here.
Also, it's so cold here in Idaho right now. That's why we have this blankie. But we just really wanted to show off our cute fall winter
We got a
porch.
cute wreath.
Yeah.
So this week we're going to be talking about the toxicity of diet culture, and this was kind of an idea that stemmed from this really rude text I got this week.
Was prompted,
So-
one might say, by some meanie pants.
So it was like a random number, obviously scam, but like whatever. It says, you only need this to burn 28 pounds in 3 weeks.
I think we can all agree that's absurd. Like
Like, I don't even think
pounds?
that's possible. Like, literally possible. Like, we
Like-
would have to, like, not eat for 3 weeks. Probably work out around the clock 24 hours a day.
And then vomit up all the stuff in your
And not
stomach.
drink water, so therefore, you might die.
Yeah, you can't lose 28 pounds healthily in 3 weeks.
So anyways, that is why we were prompted to talk about diet culture this week and why it can be harmful for your physical and mental health, honestly. Also, all the information that we're talking about today is coming from the National Eating Disorder Association, so feel free to fact check us
Fact
if
check
you
us.
think we're lying.
we're not lying.
We're not.
One thing that we found was interesting is that 95% of the people that go on diets will regain all of the weight that they lost within 1 to 5 years, and then another 66% will actually gain more weight than they had lost before. So gaining weight than their original weight, I guess.
Okay, so first of all, we're gonna define diet culture to start, and this is the belief that your weight, your size, or your body shape is all way more important than your overall well-being. So diet culture makes us believe that being thin is the ultimate thing that a human can achieve.
The perfect goal is to be skinny.
And that's why a lot of people spend so much time, money, and energy into like shrinking their bodies down to look a certain way, which is ultimately not healthy for them, and being thin isn't going to equate to happiness also is a huge thing to remember.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm guilty of this. I know, at least, especially in high school, I was like, I need to be skinny, I need to be size
whatever.
and did ridiculous things to try to get to that size. And we've talked about this in a video before, what it's like to be a student athlete in college now. Like, your body changes, and it's impossible for me to be a certain size if I'm trying to lift weights, gain muscle, whatever. If we're exercising as much as we are, we know we're healthy, but we're not necessarily that thin. And we've
Right.
talked about that, how the society's perfect body is different than what it's like to be an athlete's body. And even if you're not an athlete, like, your body might not be a size 0, and that is okay.
Yeah, I also have a similar experience where in high school I would set myself like this ideal body weight, and it was definitely like unachievable for being a student athlete, like playing volleyball, lifting weights, eating enough. It was just not realistic at all. And then I came to college in freshman year, I tore my ACL and had to get surgery, and like couldn't really eat much because my stomach was having some problems, and I was losing muscle because I wasn't working out, and I ultimately got down to the weight that I had like picked out for myself. But that time in my life I was like, I am not happy, because just because I got to this number, it doesn't mean that I'm happier. I'm also way more sad and not doing awesome now.
And injured.
And not strong, and I think that was like a big realization for me. So diet culture also puts a big value on eliminating foods or restricting yourself with either certain foods or food groups, and that can be toxic also when it comes to tracking calories, because once you tell yourself that you can't do something or you can't eat something, I don't know, it's like this rebellious teenage phase where it makes you just want to do it even more.
So true. It's like, don't eat a cookie or don't eat dessert for 2 weeks. It's like, all I can think about is eating dessert.
But
Or
yeah,
that's just
ultimately
us.
that makes you like fall back into this pattern, and after your diet's over, then a lot of times that's why people gain their weight back, is because they go crazy and will binge eat and feel like uncontrolled when they are eating that food.
I remember when I was in high school, I apparently I'm just really unhealthy in high school and had a totally warped sense of...
Here we are now, though.
Here we are now. Had a totally warped sense of what is healthy or realistic or so on, but hey, you live and you learn. I would tell myself throughout the day, it's just like, you can't eat lunch, okay? Because if you eat lunch, then that's just 3 meals, and who needs 3 meals a day? Like, you only need 2. And I didn't even eat breakfast, so I was really just throwing down dinner, and that's it. And I remember specifically, I guess this is why I keep referring to desserts. Specifically, there was this time in my life, like, it was my senior year. I had just finished basketball season, you know, and I had no more sports, and knew I was gonna play volleyball the next year in college, and so I was like, you know what, now's the time to just train and get in shape and whatever. And so I remember telling myself, you're gonna have to run a certain many miles every day, and you can't eat dessert. And I ended up losing quite a bit of weight. Obviously, that's what happens when you don't eat enough food, don't eat sugar, and run a lot. But then I did not feel good about myself, and immediately when I started playing volleyball in the fall, I started gaining weight, but not like fat, but just gaining weight, and that made me panic because I was working out. I actually had to eat enough food, which was actually kind of traumatizing when I would walk into the cafeteria after a long day, or 2 days, after 2 practices, and have to eat a huge plate of food because my body needed it, and it was really hard to do that because I had gone my whole past 4 years without eating lunch. So, I mean, that's just one story that I have of just eliminating food and how it's not healthy, and it actually has reoccurring, like, issues as you go on throughout your life.
Totally. So what we're trying to say is everything should be about listening to our bodies, not ignoring our hunger cues, and giving it what it wants, not telling it what it can and can't have.
What we're saying is focus on your health and listen to your body.
So there are definitely healthier ways to go about a healthy lifestyle change than going on a diet, and I think a big one that I think I found helpful is intuitive eating. We're going to touch on this more in a different video where you can go more in depth into that, but in summary, it's kind of just, it's allowing your body to eat all foods, but it's listening to your body, giving it what it wants. Basically, it's about balance, and it's listening to your body when it's hungry, feeding it, but not being afraid to eat dessert here and there, and have some chips, have some goldfish, have some Oreos.
Grab some ice
Everything
cream.
in moderation is awesome.
Yes, moderation. I need to hear this.
Okay, so the last thing that we want to talk about is this movement that we've been learning about. It's called Health at Every Size, and it's a peace movement that it just basically celebrates body diversity. It celebrates knowledge about food and exercise and finding ways to be joyful in helping your body succeed and being physically active and just kind of saying no to diet culture. So there's a pledge that you can go on there and sign that me and Casey both did, and we're gonna link it in the comments, so we encourage you to sign it. But it's basically just saying that, like, signing the pledge is saying that you want to help spread awareness about diet culture and that it's okay to not be the same size as every other person, and our bodies are beautiful no matter what, and that we should love them. Please sign it. I think it's awesome. I think it definitely changed my perspective. As soon as I did sign it, I was like,
yes.
now we're doing this.
Now it's official. And we know it's not easy, so give yourself some grace, especially right now during a pandemic when we're all stuck at home. Mm-hmm. It's super easy to be extra critical of yourself, especially when we've been raised and growing up with diet culture being such a huge part of our lives, or at least subconsciously. So give yourself grace, because it's hard. And loving yourself is just the most important thing. So yeah, peace and love.
We love you all. But yeah, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for next week's video.
Bye.
Bye.